Haven. My name is Robin, and today we are going to go over the volunteer role of supply running. The supply running role really entails being able to leave the main area, go down into the basement, grab the items needed. Oftentimes it will be a clothing set, a top, bottom, a bra, whatever is needed by that guest, and bringing it to them. Supply running is a really important volunteer role. I'm always hoping that we have at least 3 volunteers signed up. But it is important that you know a few things about supply running before you sign up. For one, it is going to be the most active volunteer role that we have. One of our volunteers clocked it at 2 to 2.5 miles in one day, simply from walking up and down the stairs. You need to be able to have the ability to carry items up and down stairs, the ability to stay on your feet for most of the time, and also the comfort level to be able to work directly with the guests. You're essentially being their personal shopper. It all begins here at our hospitality desk. When services open up, our guests come in, and oftentimes this is the first place they go. We have them come over here and take a number. What will happen then is that when it is their turn, we have a signal up there that will flash their number, and also an automated voice that will announce it. So number 2, when that number is called out, then the guest must have their ticket. We'll take it, bring it to the front, and hand it over to one of our hospitality staff. Then the hospitality staff, who is up here, will write down what the guest is asking for on a running slip. What will be included on the slip is the name of the guest as well as a description to aid in you finding the guest. Please know, we do not want you announcing their name loudly in the common space. For the sake of confidentiality, please follow the description of the guest, go to the person who you think it may be, and then discreetly ask them if their name is the one that is listed on the ticket. Once the staff member has written down the items, the ticket will then be placed in the to-do basket. Please make sure that you are only bringing the guest the items that have clearly been marked on the running slip. With the tickets being in the basket, that's when your job comes to play. What you're going to need to do is come over to the basket and make sure you pick up the first slip, the first running slip on the top of the pile, ensuring that we're going in order of the people who have put in their requests. Not all of the items that will be listed necessarily require a lot of detail from the guest about what it is that they want. Some are pretty straightforward. If it's a pet food or a very particular size of diaper, at this point, all you have to do is go downstairs into the basement, get the item, bring the item up, put it in one of our plastic bags, and then go find the guest and hand it over to them. But there are other supplies, particularly like clothing, it's going to require more information. And so with that, you're going to want to go and actually find the guest first. If you're unable to locate them, staff is more than happy to assist with that. There are some very key questions you need to ask the guest about clothing in particular, such as what size shirt and pants do you want, or clarify if they want something that is dressier or more casual. Stretchiness, tightness, all of these really play in a part of comfort, and some of our guests have very particular tastes that are necessary based on a whole range of factors. So make sure that you are asking them about what they want, but it's also a good idea to ask about things that they don't want. An example of this kind of question is there a color you don't want to wear? Things like that. Some of our guests are not going to share the same language as your primary language, which tends to be English. So with that, we have the Pocket Talk translators located over here at our charging station. Double check with staff first that they're available, and then you can use that for assistance in speaking with our guest. It's really important when you are meeting with a guest over the items that are listed on their running slip that you are identifying that you have one opportunity to go down to bring them an alternative. Sometimes what can happen is that you are bringing up, usually clothing, to the guest, and because it's the only fresh set that they get for the week, they want to make sure that they're getting what they want or what they're hoping to get. Let them know that you have one opportunity to change it out, and if they're still not satisfied, let them know that today might not be their day, and because we have new donations coming in all the time, to try again later in the week if they just aren't satisfied with what we have to provide them today. Once you've handed off the items to the guest, then please return to the hospitality desk with the running slip. What you'll do then is take the slip and place it in the basket marked done. Please pay attention though, there are some items that are going to be listed in the slip where staff are going to want to know whether or not they were accepted by the guest. So please make sure that if they were accepted, you circle yes, and if not, no. And then put in the done basket. We're proud to be partners with the Diaper Bank, and they provide a great deal of our diapers. Part of the way that we're able to support our partnership is by providing them demographic information. We collect this by having these slips that are actually taped to the diaper pack that we are receiving from the bank. When you bring the diapers to the guest who's asking for them, please have them fill out the demographic information on this side of the slip. What we're going to ask you to fill out is the opposite side to make sure that you are accurately putting down the day's date along with the number of individual diapers that you provided to the guest. As the volunteer coordinator at Rosehaven, I want to personally thank you for signing up for Supply Running. As I mentioned it before, and it bears repeating, this is one of the most crucial volunteer roles that we have. By you signing up and showing up for your supply running shift, you are going to make a marked difference. What you provide to the guests will have an immediate and positive impact on their lives. Thank you so much.